Deep within the Emerald Realm, hidden behind glowing waterfalls and giant ancient trees, there existed a magical forest called Everbloom. The forest was unlike any other place in the world. Flowers glowed softly beneath moonlight. Butterflies sparkled like tiny stars. Giant trees carried golden leaves that never fell. And protecting all life within the forest was Roselle, the flower fairy. Her wings shimmered with soft pink and golden colors, and wherever she flew, flowers bloomed instantly beneath her feet. Roselle loved every living thing in the forest. She spoke gently to flowers, healed broken trees, and filled empty lands with beautiful gardens. Animals followed her through the forest happily. Even the wind carried the sweet scent of flowers whenever Roselle passed by. At the very center of Everbloom stood the Tree of Seasons, an ancient magical tree that controlled spring, growth, and life across the entire world. As long as the tree bloomed, nature remained alive. But one terrible morning, Roselle awoke to silence. The birds had stopped singing. The glowing flowers turned gray. Petals fell lifelessly from the trees. Fear spread through Everbloom as the magical forest slowly began dying. Roselle rushed toward the Tree of Seasons, and when she reached it, her heart froze. The giant tree had turned black. Dark vines wrapped tightly around its glowing roots, while icy shadows spread through its branches. The Tree of Seasons was dying. Then suddenly, dark thorn creatures burst from the ground. Their bodies were covered in black vines and poisonous flowers. Roselle quickly raised glowing flower shields around the frightened animals, but the thorn creatures kept spreading darkness through the forest. The forest spirits appeared beside Roselle. The golden seed has been stolen. Long ago, the Tree of Seasons was created using a magical seed known as the Golden Seed, the pure heart of all life magic. Without it, every forest, flower, and tree in the world would slowly disappear forever. Legends said the seed rested deep inside the forbidden Thorn Hollow, a cursed land where no fairy had returned alive. But Roselle stepped forward fearlessly. "If nature is fading," she whispered softly, "then I will bring it back." That night, Roselle began her journey beyond Everbloom. The farther she traveled, the darker the world became. Beautiful forests slowly turned into dead gray lands. Rivers became silent. Flowers crumbled into dust. Soon she reached Thorn Hollow. The cursed forest was covered in giant black vines twisting across the sky. The air smelled of poison and decay. Even sunlight could not enter the forest. As Roselle walked deeper inside, shadow flowers bloomed beneath her feet. Whispers echoed around her. Life always fades. Nothing blooms forever. Suddenly, Roo-R-R, gigantic thorn beasts burst from the darkness. Their bodies were made entirely of twisted roots and poisonous vines. Roselle summoned giant glowing flowers to protect herself. Massive vines of light wrapped around the creatures, but the beasts only grew stronger. Soon, Roselle realized something horrifying. The creatures were not evil, they were dying. The darkness infecting the forest had corrupted them. Instead of destroying them, Roselle used healing flower magic. Soft glowing petals floated through the air. Slowly, the darkness surrounding the thorn beasts faded away. The creatures calmed peacefully before disappearing into the forest. But deeper within Thorn Hollow, something ancient waited. After days of searching, Roselle discovered a hidden garden beneath giant frozen roots. At the center of the garden stood a massive black rose glowing with dark magic, and trapped inside its vines was the golden seed. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. A giant creature rose from beneath the garden. It was Florathorn, the guardian of decay. Its enormous body was covered in dead flowers, black vines, and twisted roots. "The world destroys nature," the creature growled. "So nature shall destroy the world." Florithorn attacked furiously. Dark vines exploded across the garden, while poisonous flowers filled the air. Roselle fought bravely, creating giant blooming trees and glowing flower storms. But no matter how hard she fought, the darkness kept spreading. Then Roselle realized something important. Life was not only about blooming. Flowers wilted, leaves fell, seasons changed. Even nature needed darkness and rest before new life could grow again. Instead of fighting Florithorn, Roselle gently touched the dead flowers covering its body. "You were never meant to spread destruction," she whispered. "You were meant to protect balance." Soft golden light spread through the garden. The dead flowers slowly began blooming again. The darkness around Florithorn cracked apart. For the first time in centuries, the Guardian's glowing eyes softened peacefully. The giant black rose surrounding the golden seed shattered instantly. Roselle caught the glowing seed in her hands. Then, boo! A gigantic explosion of golden flower magic burst across the entire forest. Flowers bloomed everywhere instantly. Dead trees returned to life. Butterflies filled the skies like glowing stars. The Tree of Seasons awakened once again, brighter than ever before. Warm spring winds spread across kingdoms everywhere. Rivers sparkled again. Forests bloomed across the world. And deep within Thorn Hollow, Florithorn became the true guardian of nature once more. When Roselle returned to Everbloom, every flower in the kingdom opened at the same time. The forest glowed with endless color and life. And from that day on, whenever flowers bloom after a long winter, people say the flower fairy is still dancing somewhere beneath the petals, protecting the heart of nature forever.